Hey, my name is Janusz, and during the day I am a software developer at one of the fintech companies in Zurich. And in the night, similar like Johnny here, I am also an indie maker and try to do different things and different side projects. And today I would like to share with you this one revolutionary method that will guarantee that your next side project will be like Google or Facebook. Just jokes aside, I would like to tell you a little bit from my learnings from building different side projects and bringing one of them to over 10,000 monthly users. And just to say, those are my learnings, and everyone can have its own. And I would talk about side projects, but more from a developer perspective, because I'm a developer myself. Starting with the background. So it all started around a year ago, where I wasn't particularly happy at my current company, so I decided to look for something else. I went online for job searching, and I immediately found that the existing solutions and job boards, they are just turning off, and they are not usable at all. And what you can see here are two problems. So on the left side, if you just go to Google and type like your technology plus jobs, and you land on any job board, you will see that like 50% or 60% of the job postings are basically from this great tech companies like Swisslinks or Darwin Recruitment. I mean, practically like half of the postings are just recruitment companies that don't tell you at the beginning which company you're actually applying to. The next problem you can see on the right side. And even if you go and find a real company that posts their jobs online, if you go and read the description, what you will find is just a bunch of buzzwords. So basically what it says here that yes, you will do product feature development in an agile environment. And you will use those state-of-the-art technologies like IntelliJ IDEA. So at that point, I was just frustrated, but I moved on. But something stuck with me in my mind. And at some point, I decided that, yeah, this could be actually done better. So I went to an idea, a solution, basically by creating a new job board, which would be dedicated to tech job postings. And with this idea, I would like to first take a step back and tell you like how it previously worked for me with the ideas. So ideas for me landed in like two buckets in the past. One was just the never-ending list of this could be a good business idea that was just once wrote in an Excel and just forgot. And the second approach would be like getting really hooked up and really excited about an idea. And it was like 5 years ago, me and my friends had this great idea about a really revolutionary travel portal. So for the first month, we just talked with each other and said that, yeah, this is such a great idea and we will have so many customers. In the second month, we decided to implement a CRM because we will have so many customers and we definitely need it. In the third month, we put on a website. And guess what? No one really came to the website. So what I would like to tell you, I will just skip a few slides and tell you my first learning. And this would be, don't marry your ideas. What I mean by that is like, even if you think that you have the best idea in the world, just try it out, build a prototype and see if it works, see if the things look good. But if it doesn't, then just move on. Treat it more like dating. You have to find the right approach and the right fit with the ideas. Coming back to my idea, the job board, I decided that very simply it should be a job board with only direct job postings from the companies, so like no recruiters allowed and no headhunters. And it should clearly display and be really easy to use for the user. So basically you could just select your city, your technology, get to a job posting, and then once you open one, you just see like everything in a very standardized way, describing the technologies, describing even the methodology that the company is using. So this is actually the end effect and how it does look like today, but how it actually was built. So we came to this next question, how to build the thing. And how it would work for me in the past is, yeah, I have an idea, I want to build it. Okay, so now I need to think like what language to use for that. Should I use Node or Java? Like, does Node scale better than Java? Is this framework better than that? Should I actually prepare a Docker container and put everything in a CI environment so that I can basically run all the tests automatically? What should I use for the front end? Should it be React, Angular, or maybe all the people are now using Vue, so maybe I should try this one. And even if I chose that, then we came to the next question, how to test it? Should I use Mocha? Should I do snapshot testing? And to be honest, this obsession, I think, is not a good thing. And right now, I will just answer this once and for all and tell you the only right tech stack for building side projects, which is basically vanilla HTML, vanilla JS with jQuery, and vanilla PHP. And this guy on the tweet is Peter Levels. He's the founder of Remote OK and Nomad List, and both of those websites have 200,000 monthly users. And if you would ask him about load balancing, he would tell you that he has a single Linux server running on Linode. But you haven't laughed, you probably thought I was serious. I mean, the technology that he's using is just not relevant. And I also think that for your side project, you should just use whatever technology you are comfortable with. If you already know Java, use Java. If you know React, go for it. But don't try to overdo. Don't try to go for GraphQL because it's the really great thing and it's the future and everyone wants to use GraphQL. But if you know it already, of course, use it. Why not? And the thing about why I am saying that is because there is a like 95 or even 99% chance that your current project will just not work and you don't really have to face the problems that you don't have. In that case, yeah, even if you don't know how to code, there are many tools that you can build a project using Google Spreadsheets as the database, even that. So for my project, I went with something that I knew already. I used Node.js and React and put everything on Heroku because it's just simple git push, git commit, and it's just building. Then we come to the next question, like how much should I actually build before putting it online? And the actual answer for that would be just enough. This is how the website looked in December 2018. It was basically like a job list with the filtering and only the ability to post a job, which would be basically a contact form for the companies to add a job posting. And what I think in hindsight is that I could also skip the map. It wasn't actually a core thing. And the learning here is that for just putting it out for the users, you only need to provide the core value that you generate for them. So in that case, it was just a list of jobs that would be very transparent, but they don't need other things like logging or integrating with LinkedIn, for example. Though it might be also a useful thing for the future, but if you don't need it right now, then just put it in front of the users. And you might be asking that, yes, but if it would look like ugly, then people will not like it and they will just leave and tell everyone that it's just bad. And there is another thing that you have to keep in mind. So the project was launched in November. And this is how the statistics from analytics look like. So for the first 3 months, I think in total there would be like maybe, I don't know, a couple of hundred of users. And even this spike that you see here, that was just purely luck because I got some viral article on Quora. So what I mean is basically try to build only the core thing and just show it to the users. And you will immediately have maybe a few people, maybe your friends that will tell you some feedback, but you can take it from there and you can incrementally build on top of that. And this is also connected to JDS. I don't know if, raise your hand that anyone that knows this brand new methodology approach. No one? So JDS stands for just then ship. And it also means that you don't really have to be an expert in things. You don't have to be a front-end and back-end expert or know everything about databases. Like for example, me at the very beginning, I didn't even know what React Router is. I didn't know that you can have like changing URLs in your single page application. I also didn't know how you put maps on a website and have some sort of interactivity with that. But basically, I just learned those things on the fly, learned from guides and tutorials that are online. And there is one more thing, which is more code-oriented and includes also some opinions like how I think you should treat your code for the side projects. So it might sound controversial, but this application out there, it has no tests. I would lie. It has one test that was created automatically by create React app, but I don't think that it was run at any point. And basically what I do is just test in production. So things like that happen. This was actually from the beginning of this week. And I think it's fine because eventually your users will tell you. Unless you are building a new bank or Revolut and have to deal with like really important things, or you like build software for airplanes, then it's something different. But for your side project, yeah, it matters. You have a bug on your website, but you can still fix it. So it's not really an issue. But I wouldn't take it to my daily work with this approach. And also regarding the code, I think that it's nice if you keep the code clean and do it properly at the very beginning. But if you don't and put some weird hacks in it, then I think it's also fine. I mean, at some point, like if you look at this code, I would say it's a representative of the code that I have. And for me, it's not the best, not the worst code I wrote. But I think for a side project, it's just enough. And if things come up, then I still can find myself in the code and change anything that I would like to. So to sum it up a little bit, I have like 3 takeaways from this presentation, which is first, don't marry your ideas, but try different ones and see which one works. I think the ideas are more like somehow also like lottery tickets. So with each idea, you get a chance to win. And with each subsequent, your chances and odds increases. The second learning would be that you should probably use what you already know. So don't try to overdo or find the exact best tool, but use what you are comfortable with. Because, and this is the third thing, speed matters, and it matters how fast you can improve and add the new features that the users actually want. Because in the end, you are not the users. You create value for someone else, and those people will tell you what they would like to have. And sometimes you even don't have to listen to them. I mean, you have to listen what they say, but you still have to decide on your own, like which feature or which idea to prioritize. Because the thing with side projects is that you don't really have that much time and you have to manage it somehow. And I think that would be it from my side. I encourage you to ask questions and also provide feedback. I'm also welcome to the feedback about the website itself, and perhaps even you would like to use it and find a new job in the future. Thank you.